Swaggy.
Guys, the left has done a good job at labeling us Republicans as the party of the old white dudes. But today, we prove them wrong. Today, we celebrate the diversity of the Colorado GOP with an awesome slate of incredible, influential, and successful women.
How you look at it. But a much more blue state than Colorado elected not just a Republican governor, but swept many of the races there on one primary issue: education and parental rights.
Yes, yes! We're running for our kids and our grandkids. If they aren't okay, nothing else matters, right? And right now, they are not okay. We have one of the highest suicide rates in the country here in Colorado, second highest drug addiction rate for kids in the country. And 60% of our kids cannot read, write, or do math at grade level. That is tragic for our children. So I call myself a mom on a mission today.
So 5 moms and I, we got together and we opened Axe Academy, and we just want parents to be brought back to the forefront of their child's education. We go 4 days a week. Our core is in the morning, and it is based on parent volunteers. We try to keep tuition as low as possible, and it's just another option of educating our kids.
As much as you do. And if you don't advocate for them, nobody else will. So I pulled my son, much to my surprise, to homeschool him, and I am actually still homeschooling him throughout the campaign. And my daughter is still in public school because she does really well with I worked there, so I know each teacher, and I evaluate every year, like what's gonna work for you. And your zip code should not be your destiny as a child. So I am a big advocate for...
But I think a huge missing piece to this puzzle is our relationship with parents. We continuously shut them out. We've called them domestic terrorists. We've shot down the transparency bills, like you've heard mentioned. And we're not making the progress that our kids deserve because we're not going to the families and asking, what is it that we can do to help you and your child be more successful? Instead, we're taking...
We have proven the media around the state that says the GOP is only a party of old white men to be the liars that they are. We're not taking it anymore. When I walk into a room and
I'll tell you what, fentanyl is the #1 issue in our state. It is killing our kids, killing them. And Jared Polis is responsible for that. He decriminalized fentanyl. He won't take responsibility for it. He won't stand up to the drug dealers. We've got to fix this. It is killing our children.
The law that made 4 grams of fentanyl possession a misdemeanor. We might as well said 4 grams of distribution of fentanyl is a misdemeanor because that's what happened. In a 2-year period after that law passed, a 382% increase in fentanyl overdose in Colorado. We're number 2.
We need more conservative towns to start standing up and saying, this isn't going to happen here. Regardless of what the legislator's doing or what the governor's doing, this isn't good enough for my residents, and I'm going to do something about it.
Give the money.
So,
but there's a lot of data out there that says if you personally talk to your family, friends, and neighbors, if you talk to the people you go to church with, if you talk to the women at your book club, if you just say, hey, are you happy with how things are going? Who are you going to vote for? It doesn't have to be an argument. It can just be a conversation. That has far more impact than any yard sign, than any TV ad, than any radio ad. You are more powerful than all of that put together.
Way. I've never seen a Secretary of State that cares more about the outcome of an election rather than the fair process of an election. And we need to restore that fair referee. My background and experience...
Everybody's made apparently clear. But what we're seeing when we're knocking doors in Aurora, in Centennial, in Littleton, is the message that resounds clear is Americans can do better. And we are tired of what we have.
Is because we as conservatives believe that we can't identify or have those conversations with people. So there is an oversaturation of the progressive liberal ideology in urban areas, but there is a ton of opportunity for face-to-face conversations, and that's what we've forgotten. We've allowed the media to be perceived as the voice of the people, And we consume far more media in urban areas than we do just normal conversation with
My
each
outreach is a
other.
lot to rural voters, and I think that Colorado GOP needs to do a lot more on the western slope because that's where their base is. And a lot of the ranchers that I know have actually completely given up. And I'm just at the point where I'm like, why are we trying to convince people who are very hostile to us to vote for us? Why aren't we trying to get the people who already agree with us to the ballot box and make sure that we're doing outreach to those people and letting them know that we
Urban
actually
areas
care?
about rural Colorado, I would love to see 4-H programs coming in and doing expos in our parks, and for agriculture to take a stand in urban areas.
So I've heard from people who live out in rural areas that, for example, I need to repair a portion of my fence for my cows or they're gonna get out. But guess what? The cost of fencing is 17 times what it was last year, and I don't know how to get this done. So I believe.
But this law that they passed had the clause within it. You did not have to accept the Section 8 voucher under one circumstance, if your rent was too high. So guess what happened to rents between 2020 and now? They skyrocketed. In some cases.
So I want to tell you, it's okay for you to vote in your own self-interest. Because when you vote to make things better for you and your family, you're making things better for the rest of us and our families. On the other hand, when you give an altruistic vote against what's going to benefit you, you're voting against what's going to benefit everyone.
Thank you for being who you are, for doing the work that you're doing. Thank you for the phone calls. Thank you for the texting. Thank you for sharing with your friends on social media. Thank you for standing up for conservative values all over this state. May we be as worthy as the women that are running to give these Dems the boot.